This is Unfiltered with Ricky Bo and Bill Colarulo.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
A little after 4 o'clock here on Unfiltered. It is a What Movie Wednesday. We'll have another chance for you coming up this hour. We got Gimme More at 4 coming up, and then we'll talk about some takeaways from the last day of mandatory minicamp. The Philadelphia Eagles are officially done. They head home until training camp, which is middle of July, end of July. Do we have exact dates yet? I don't know if we have an exact date for training camp yet. But one of the big things was, why isn't Jalen Carter participating in team drills? Nick Sirianni was asked that before the game, before practice. We'll get to that. I don't think it's a big deal. We'll explain why. But let's have a little fun. Give me more at 4. Hit it, Sil.
Now give me more at 4 with Sylvanna.
Because you can never get enough.
All right, kicking things off, we are going to the Dodgers and the Pittsburgh Pirates game last night. Shohei Ohtani comes up to the plate. It is 2-3 when this starts to happen in the 7th.
That's a wildly inaccurate chant coming from right field. The 2-1 is strike 2. The throw down to third. Dribbles away, and rushing will come in to score. Lead. Now Ohtani trying to add to it. He laces one to left center field, but Freeland had to see it through. He's going to be waved around anyway. The throw's going to second. Ohtani slides, and he's safe. An RBI double for Shohei.
So correction, it was 2-2 when that first started, that video there. They went on to then score 10 runs in that 7th inning. And some may say it was a jinx by the fans, literally chanting the best player in the sport. Shohei sucks. Then literally immediately leading to a 10-run inning when the game was tied in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, probably not that smart. Probably not that smart, Ricky, to be chanting Ohtani sucks, because is he the best of our generation? He is the best of our generation.
Are they that stupid?
It was in Pittsburgh, you said?
Yeah.
Why do you wake up a beast?
I don't know. I feel like I don't understand. Not something that I would probably engage in if I were a fan.
The thing for me...
Shohei sucks. Are you serious? He's the best player in Major League Baseball.
He's the best player of our generation.
I was just going to say, he is a generational player. And, well, it just goes to show that Pittsburgh doesn't see much good baseball there, so they're ignorant to what's going on.
No.
Yeah, but it did immediately backfire.
Yeah.
But you know what else, though? Like,
karma.
Even if a player is one of the best talents, like Sidney Crosby, let's use him as an example. One of the best NHL players of our era. Like, he's been tremendous. But yet we chant Crosby sucks because he's earned us chanting Crosby sucks because he hates Philadelphia fans as well. So it's kind of this hate-hate relationship. Ohtani's like the nicest guy on the planet, man. He's respectful. Like, what are you chanting Ohtani sucks for?
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you hate him for?
Right?
In Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
They see him, once a year. You see the guy once a year, and you just figured because he's one of the best players in Major League Baseball that you'll just yell he sucks?
Well, it didn't work.
Well, Pirates fans, at least they're not as bad as Knicks fans.
Right.
Who are very mad at me today.
Actually, speaking of, we're going to be talking about the Knicks, but for a different reason. So I don't know if you've noticed so far in the NBA Finals, Ben Stiller's been on his phone an awful lot. He has been holding his phone landscape-wise, so horizontal, to film the Knicks and the games while he is there. And now we finally know why. According to Page 6, Stiller is filming an upcoming HBO documentary about the Knicks, and he is using the film from his iPhone. He's been to all of the games so far, and tonight we're probably going to see him again capturing more footage.
Smart.
That's insane. A documentary. We're now at the point where we can take a documentary off of an iPhone.
I think it's smart on Ben Stiller's part.
I mean, I guess so. It's definitely going to be a real... I love the idea of it, like being fully immersed in what it's like to sit courtside as well.
Well,
for an NBA Finals game.
He's a director now. Like, he has that show Severance on Apple TV, which is
a lot of people love.
Tremendous show.
I haven't watched it. Great things.
Big fan. And that's Ben Stiller's show. So I guess if you're going to sit in seats where you could sell them for $200,000, you might as well make some money off of it by making a documentary out of the whole deal.
Absurd. I'm kind of amazed, though, but like for a director, I guess there's some sort of vision behind the fact that he is actually just recording it on his hands. I would think maybe a tripod, like a little handheld tripod to make it stabilized. Maybe he's going for the true
he probably
he
is.
sees.
I think a lot of directors are trying to do these kind of things, like shooting whole movies on their iPhones and things like that. I mean, it's happening a lot. It's happening, kind of everywhere. But
now, does he have to mention the brawls in the documentaries? If he's talking about this final series and he's recording it.
Well, if he saw him, yeah. I doubt he's seeing him from the entrance he takes from underneath the stadium. I would probably doubt
he's seen it in the news.
Yeah, so we got Game 4 tonight's big, man.
Yeah.
Well,
really
it's
big.
huge I think it's big for the Knicks. If the Knicks are going to win, they have to win this game.
Yeah, but if
they lose this game, they're not winning.
I think it's big on both sides. If the Spurs lose tonight, they probably don't come back from 3-1.
Agreed.
Right.
If the Spurs win tonight, it's still 2-2, and anything can happen. But I think tonight is more important for the Spurs than the Knicks.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. If the Knicks lose tonight, do they have a chance to win the series?
If the Knicks lose tonight, can they win the series? Yes.
I don't think so.
You can listen.
I think they can.
You can listen to Game 4 right here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Yes, you actually can.
That is exactly what has been happening on my way home because I am tuned in to 97.5 The Fanatic on my way into work because I get that guy in the middays, Sean Brace.
Yes.
Not Johnny Marks?
Oh, yeah, that guy's on there too. But, I mean, for the most part, I get my car after the game. After I do the Phillies post game, I jump in. Usually I listen to about 10 minutes of the fourth quarter on my way home.
Yeah, so you could listen to Game 4 tonight. Big game. Hold on. Before you get to your last story, you just brought up Sean Brace. Sean Brace has started a movement.
Dude, I just was reading the captions. He needs
What's
work.
the movement?
So he created a club called Club Hurts, and it's all about Jalen Hurts. It's the Jalen Hurts fan club. He's created an Instagram. They they created an email for people to email on, and there's things you got to do to get in. So he asked me if I wanted to be a part of it, and Johnny Marks is in my club, which is the Objective Club Hurts. There's a different fan club here. You could be a Hurts guy. We're Objective Hurts guys.
You know where I am. I'm never on the one-man club.
Yeah, but I am an objective Jalen Hurts.
You have to be objective. In our jobs, if you're the kiss-up, how does that work?
You calling Sean Brace a kiss-up?
I just did, yes. Why do you think I back down from saying what I say? I don't back down. I said it.
Oh, my gosh.
I ain't scared. All right, what else you got, Sil?
Moving on, I sent you to a video so that way you'll be able to follow along with us also watching on TV because you'll also be able to see this. But there was a viral video of this 18-year-old boy, Sawyer, who was a Little League umpire, and he was every umpire on the field. And we'll take a listen to where that's led him now.
How about this? Sawyer Sparks, 18 years young, will be the only man on the diamond to umpire here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. And Sparks already calling 2 strikes. That is a 3rd. Sawyer Sparks with a little emphatic strikeout call and a body slam with Eli Payton as well.
The video of him where he first got viral from, he's literally full-fledged sprinting across the diamond, just trying to be the umpire all over the diamond.
And now they got him on Banana Ball?
And now he is on Banana Ball. He is working for the Sylvanna Bananas.
I'm not going to lie to you. He's perfect for it.
This was his calling. Some people, you see them at a job and you're like, this makes perfect sense. This is him. The energy that he has is what I aspire to have.
Ricky, I still believe you should get involved with the Sylvanna Bananas.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to do something.
The next time they come to town, you need to play. Like, remember when they have the, I forget what they call it. Remember Ryan Howard appeared? He was the golden at bat or whatever it is.
I believe he owns a team, coaches a team for the Savannah Bananas.
What,
along
in the
with
Banana Bowl?
J-Roll. Yeah.
They
He's
have a
primetime
team?
coach. Yeah. He is involved with the Savannah Bananas as a primetime coach for the Indianapolis Clowns.
Yeah, they create an entire league, man.
Yes, they do.
You know, the Savannah Bananas are worth $500 million right now.
Oh, yeah. It's
They
sweeping
started
the
at,
nation.
100,000?
Dude, I think I've told this story before, but going back,
They're probably worth more than that.
yeah, $500 million might be a low estimate.
Wait until next year.
But I think I told this story before. Going back to my lawyer's days, I went to a legal conference in Atlanta. It was at the Atlanta Falcons stadium. We were on the field, whatever. They had all these presenters, and one of them was Jesse Cole, the guy who created Banana Balls, Banana Bananas. It wasn't that big yet, and he came in his yellow tuxedo with the top hat, and he gave one of the most impressive presentations I've ever heard. And you could see the guy's vision then. And, man, he delivered on it. It's incredible. He broke the system in saying, hey, how can we change the game, put fans first, and now look at him.
It's the Globetrotters of baseball.
Yeah.
And it's not, I mean, these guys are all right. It's not, I mean, obviously they're not major leaguers, but they're there to put on like a what is it called? Cirque du Soleil. It's kind of like a show.
I like that the fans are involved. Like if you catch a foul ball, it's an out.
Yeah, I was watching one game not too long ago. How about the dimensions that they play in sometimes? Like they'll play at a college football stadium, and it'll be like 200 feet down the left field line.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Savannah Bananas, we're making it happen with Ricky Patalico.
I tried, by the way. I have searched high and low for some sort of like contact, and there is nothing.
I'm sure Ricky can make it happen.
Yeah, so I'm going to need you to like ask around, Ricky.
We'll get to it. We'll make it happen.
Ask Ryan Howard. He will know.
All right, let's get to the Eagles. I was a little gimme more at 4. So the Philadelphia Eagles. So the A.J. Brown saga is over, right? A.J. Brown saga is over. So now certain people out there are trying to find another saga. The Jalen Carter saga. Should we be concerned on June freaking 10th about Jalen Carter? The answer is no. Okay, you should not be concerned about Jalen Carter, but he has not been participating in team activities. Is it because of his contract? Is it because of an injury? I would have to believe that right now it's based off of his contract. Now, I don't have inside knowledge of that. That's not me reporting it per sources. It's just based off of what I believe at this juncture in the middle of June. His agent's Drew Rosenhaus. He's in negotiations for a new contract. I know that factually, that I am reporting. They are negotiating his contract, that it probably makes the most sense. Hey, don't push it. If you're not 100%, you're not going to participate in team activities. But I think what's now created this drama on social media, and it's a small minority of people, right, is that Sirianni was asked about it before practice. Like, why isn't Jalen Carter practicing? Is he not healthy, or is it his contract? And this was the way Nick answered it.
I don't have to get into, I'm not going to get into all those different things. You know, right now, I've been able to work some individual scenarios, you know, and individual practices, and that's where everybody's in a little bit different boat right now of, you know, where they are in the off season, and that's where Jalen is right now.
Come on, think about this for a second. He's got a possible big contract extension that they're working on right now. If an injury were to occur, what happens to that contract?
Yeah.
I mean, let's stop being dumb about this. He's in individual drills. He's doing the one-on-ones. He's doing the little things that he needs to do. He's just not doing it with a bunch of guys. Why? Because the risk of getting injured gets greater when there's more people involved. It's that simple in my eyes.
Yeah, I'm not overreacting on June 10th to this. This isn't news. This isn't that big of a deal.
Well, I just told you.
Yeah. Well, and look, the Philadelphia Eagles are very, very good at getting deals done. And I would have to believe that if they can't get this deal done, then Jalen Carter, it's not going to be a holdout situation. He would probably be betting on himself and going to play. They exercised his fifth-year option. He's eligible for the extension, but if they can't agree on a number based off of what was considered a down year for Jalen Carter, I think everyone would agree last year wasn't a year you expect from a player of Jalen Carter's abilities, he might bet on himself and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to play this year. I'm going to have a monster season, and I'll get my contract next year. But in no way do I believe that he's going to hold out or there's anything to be concerned about. And, guys, it's June 10th. Like, I don't know how much we can emphasize it. It's June 10th. So turn off the should we be concerned about Jalen Hurts in practice on June 10th? The answer is no. Should we be concerned about Jalen Carter not participating in team drills on June 10th? The answer is no. Ricky, did I mention it's June 10th?
What day is it?
Scary. He's about to pop a blood vessel.
Like, I can't take the asinine topics that get created in this city to try to spark engagement and phone calls. And too many people fall for the crap that gets thrown out there and the clickbait stuff that gets thrown out there when it's June 10th. Did I mention that?
I think you said it was June 9th.
Yesterday was June 9th. My birthday, our anniversary.
Dude, imagine someone just like switching the dial and they're like, why is this guy screaming that?
Yeah,
it's
why
June
is he
10th?
screaming it's June 10th? I can't take it. I can't take it. All right. So today,
June 10th!
Today was the last day of mandatory minicamp. Jalen Hurts did speak. Now, we weren't sure who was going to speak to the media because the Eagles only released an email that said select players. Well, apparently Jalen Hurts did speak. We are working on getting that audio because he did address the ESPN article that our friend Tim McManus wrote back in April. Apparently he addressed it. I don't know what he said. I'm just seeing on social media he addressed it. So we are going to pull that audio. We'll get it for you as soon as we can. But we do have Nick Sirianni talking about what Jalen Hurts relishes when people doubt him. We can get to that, though, coming up next as well. And we'll get back to the talent and culture conversation. We got another What Movie Wednesday, so keep it here. I'm curious, just like all of you. What did Jalen Hurts say? We're going to find out soon enough. Keep it unfiltered. 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports, Philadelphia.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, welcome back in on this What Movie Wednesday. We got another chance coming up this segment, giving away 4 $50 gift cards to the Jug Handle Inn. Jalen Hurts did speak after practice. We're working on getting that audio for you because he was asked a bunch of things about his contract situation, the ESPN article that our friend Tim McManus wrote on April 1st. He was asked about his relationship with A.J. Brown. So we'll get to that coming up. But yesterday, as we talk about the Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown relationship, Nick Sirianni was asked if that impacted last season. And before I play that for you, that kind of sparked the topic of our conversation today, which was what's more important in professional sports? Is it talent or is it culture? Because A.J. Brown, all the talent in the world, him and Jalen Hurts could have done some magical things together. In fact, they did do magical things together. 4 years, 4 playoffs, 2 Super Bowl appearances, a Super Bowl championship, 2 of the best seasons in Eagles franchise history in terms of a wide receiver in 22 and 23. But it didn't work. Is it because of culture or is it talent? What's more important? Well, Hurts and A.J. did their relationship impact the season? Here was Sirianni yesterday.
No, I think, again, yes, relationships are so important. That doesn't mean everybody, I think sometimes that can get misconstrued that everyone has to be best friends. And that's just not the case. There's a lot of guys on a football team. There's a lot of different, personalities. And what has to be understood is that everybody has a common goal. And what also has to be understood is that everybody has a common goal that they need each other to accomplish, right? And so it's like, yeah, we all want to win. Yeah, we all want to be all pro. Yeah, we all want to be our second, third contract. But you also, in that, need others to help you accomplish those things. And there's no other sport, in my opinion, out there that is more that's more obvious than in football.
So that was Sirianni on the relationship, and you hear him go into a lot of detail there. Some people took that as he was taking a shot at A.J. Brown. Maybe he was, but what he's saying is, in fact, true. It's not just about personal accomplishments. It's not just about talent. It's about everyone having a common goal and working towards that. And that's been one of the things about Sirianni that we've talked about when people say, what does he do? What does he do? Does he build a strong culture? And you could look at it two ways. Was the culture not strong enough to withstand all the drama between Hurts and AJ last year? Or was it so strong that even though their number one wide receiver was asking for a trade after week 4, they pretty much held it together all season long? Nobody really knew what was going on outside of a few cryptic tweets from AJ.
True. No, this is true, but they kept it together within the locker room, and that's the most important part. But, you take what Nick says, and you take it very much as is on this one. I mean, a lot of times you would hear him talk about culture. I don't think he's ever said that not everybody gets along. That was the first time that I can remember that he said that. But what Nick speaks is the truth, because you go into any locker room, you would be out of your mind to say that you could put 50 or 60 guys together and say, oh, we all get along like we're family. We're perfect. Everything's great. That would be the biggest joke you've ever heard in your life. So for him to come out and say that, that's a positive in my eyes, because you're saying it's not about everybody getting along to a T. What it is about is getting along when you get between those lines, being on the same page, having the same goal in mind. That's what culture is, having the same goals in mind. And in a perfect world for the Eagles in the National Football League, that perfect goal would be winning the Super Bowl every time. And we've heard Howie say it. We're not happy unless we're in the Super Bowl.
So what is more important, culture or talent? Now, I do believe both are important. Ricky believes both are important. That's the obvious answer. But I think ultimately culture is what's most important, because you could be the most talented team in any league, baseball, hockey, football, basketball. If you don't have a strong culture, you're not winning anything. Now, if you have no talent, you're not winning anything. But you could have all the talent in the world and not win if you don't have that strong culture. And that's the question we threw out to everybody today. You could weigh in. Send your text. Send your voice memos. We Hear You coming up in less than an hour to the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. What's more important, culture or talent? Our man Andy from Lambertville wants to weigh in, Ricky Bo.
Let's hear him.
Let's go to the phones. What's going on, Andy?
Hey, good afternoon, Unfiltered. How y'all doing?
Good.
Hey, happy 366th day anniversary, and also happy belated birthday, Bill. What are you, 43 or getting up there, kid?
Yeah, 43, man. I am getting up there.
That's 366 and a quarter, because a full year is actually 365 and a quarter days.
Is that true?
Oh,
well, it is on average, yes.
Oh, because of the leap year.
Yes.
You see, that's the type of knowledge you get on this show, Andy.
Yeah, Ricky and I were born a month apart, so we got a couple years on you.
Well, yeah, we're a little younger.
But anyways, culture is definitely more important than talent, especially at the pro level, in my opinion. Now, of course, you'd like the perfect marriage between the two. You need talent to win, of course. But listening to the conversation, I was thinking about some examples that came to mind. Remember Mike Singletary from the 86 Bears, the middle linebacker? He ultimately became the coach of the San Francisco 49ers. He had one of the most talented tight ends in the league in Vernon Davis, and he came up to the podium and said, I can't do it. I won't do it. Talent, schmalent. I need culture, and we need – unless you're playing golf or tennis, it's a team sport. And, like Sirianni said, not everybody's going to get along like best pals, but if you got – it's like one bad apple can spoil the bunch. And, Ricky, I was thinking about you, and remember when you went to Milwaukee and there was a certain player on that team with the initial CL that was hitting a bunch of home runs, but he was a DB?
Yeah.
And so, that's not good for culture. He's, chasing his individual stats in a team sport. And it's like, get him out of here.
Very good use of initials there all the way around.
Yeah, he did do a good job.
Abbreviations.
The CL was a DB, is what he said.
That's what he did say.
Very well done, Andy. Yeah,
and he's right because, look, when you're at the major league level or you're at the NFL level, you know there is talent. Now, how do you bring out that talent? Maybe it does have to do with culture. Maybe it has to do with coaching. So all of the above would all fit under the culture aspect of things. So, yeah, I truly believe that without a good culture, you will not lead anything. That will not ever lead up to a championship. If you hear a coach after they win a championship and is like, boy, our culture in that locker room sucked, but we still got to the final goal, I don't think you'll ever hear that, ever.
Yeah, I don't think you will. And say what you will about Jalen Hurts. I mean, one of the things he appears to be is a very focused individual that has one goal in mind, which is winning. I mean, how many times have we heard,
keep the main thing the main thing?
But he lives it and breathes it. And earlier today, before practice, Nick Sirianni was asked, does Jalen Hurts relish when people doubt him? Because this is a season where a lot of people, articles, sources, publicly are saying, oh, this is a big year for Jalen. We've talked about it. It's a big year for Jalen. He's going to be negotiating his contract next year. Mm-hmm. Does he relish that doubt? Here was Nick Sirianni.
I think Jalen is consistent, very, very consistent. And Jalen has played huge in huge games, and Jalen's played huge in games where people are downing him, and then Jalen's played huge in games where he's the favorite. I just would say, I think sometimes that can be overplayed as far as that goes, because I just think I think the best thing that Jalen does as far as his mentality with all that is his consistency. To know that you're doubted or being questioned, that you have to pay attention to what's going on the outside. And one thing I know Jalen does is stays locked into the moment and what things that he can control.
So he is locked in on the moment, and we do talk about how he's elevated his game in the biggest moments, and he does appear to have a focus like I've never seen. I mean, we talk about it. Is he similar to the Kobe Bryants and the Michael Jordans of the world? I think in his approach, he is. And sometimes that is going to rub people the wrong way. But it's also a big season for him. And we talked about this, the contract. Did you see the breaking news that just dropped in the NFL?
Yep.
Ricky probably didn't see it yet.
I did. I'm not on Twitter right now.
Mahomes.
Excuse me.
Patrick Mahomes just signed a new contract. Oh. The deal will average $64 million a year, setting a new NFL record for average annual value. He can earn up to $522 million in incentives and escalators in this deal. And when you look at average value,
he already made.
He's made a ton. But you look at average value, Jalen Hurts right now is making $51 million a year. Mahomes just got 64. So you better believe every time a quarterback signs a new contract, it's going to set a new record. It's going to set a new record. Jalen's record lasted for a couple days. You remember that when he signed it a few years ago?
Yep.
So he is playing for that next contract. But this is a monster deal. Mahomes is coming off, was it the ACL that he's dealing with?
Yeah, I think so.
As of today, he's already earned $232 million.
Yeah, he's going to be all right.
For life.
He's going to be all right.
It's not, and now he's going to make over $500 million.
Well, how much of it's guaranteed?
I'm trying to see if they put the new one.
Wow. All $505 million becomes guaranteed through contract mechanisms, according to Adam Schefter.
Oh, my
Monster
God.
deal for Mr. Mahomes.
You know what blows your mind, too? He's coming off of an injury, a
That's
serious
impossible.
injury.
ACL and LCL. I just looked.
Yeah, but I think with modern medicine, you don't worry as much about the ACLs. These guys all come back better than ever.
$500 million.
$500 million?
$500 million for 7 years.
Is he not worth it?
Nobody's worth that.
I don't know if anyone is worth that.
I think you guys
really
are crazy.
Don't. I don't think so. I don't know if any person is worth that much money.
You're talking about potentially the greatest quarterback of all time when his career is all said and done.
$500 million.
He's worth it. He is worth it. Wait, you're not going to pay Patrick Mahomes?
Not $500 million. I can't even comprehend
I'm wondering,
that much
does he get a bonus or anything?
Can we just be honest and say that these sports contracts are absolutely getting absurd?
Wait a minute. You know how they say it's all guaranteed? Does he get that up front?
No. It still will kick in every year. They're not paying him that as a signing bonus. So his rookie,
I wonder
64
if there
a year.
Yeah, but there has to be a signing bonus, doesn't there?
Yeah, there probably. So here's what
the first 4 years were guaranteed at signing.
Yeah, but I still don't think that means he gets it up front. It just means that they'll pay him. But so Mahomes' initial rookie contract was 4 years, 16.4. Then in 2020, he signed a 10-year, $450 million deal. He's already earned well over $200 million, and now he gets $500 million guaranteed.
$700 million to play football.
So that's why this is a big year for Jalen Hurts. Now, Jalen Hurts met with the media about 15 minutes ago. He talked about the A.J. Brown trade. He talked about his contract situation. He talked about the ESPN article. We're going to get to all of that coming up. What Jalen Hurts said today about all those topics. You could still weigh in. Remember, send your voice memos, 610-632-0975. But it's also What Movie Wednesday. I almost forgot. We got a What Movie Wednesday right now. We're giving away 4 $50 gift cards to the Jug Handle Inn in Cinnaminson. We're doing Steven Spielberg movies today. All right, we already did Catch Me If You Can and Minority Report. We will not do E.T. because it's the 44-year anniversary of it. That's why we're doing it. Rules are simple. We'll play a clip. If you know it, text it. 610-632-0975. Here we go.
Why does the floor move?
Give me your torch. Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Very dangerous. You go first.
What's the name of the movie? Text it in. Coming up next, we'll give you the answer, and we'll hear what Jalen Hurts had to say today after the last day of mandatory minicamp. Keep it here, Unfiltered, 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports, Philadelphia.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.
Now back to Unfiltered with Ricky Bo and Bill Colarulo on 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, it's What Movie Wednesday. We just had your third chance of the day. We're giving away 4 $50 gift cards to the Jug Handle Inn in Cinnaminson. You know a Jersey bar is good when they win Best of Philly awards for a bunch of different things. So you got a shot to win. 4 different shots. We're doing Spielberg movies. Did you get that one, Ricky, without cheating?
I only heard part of it, something about the ground moving. I'm going to say Raiders of the Lost Ark.
You're such a cheater, dude.
How am I a cheater? I've seen that movie 150,000 times.
There's no way. I don't buy you for a minute.
Such a cheater, man.
You're such a... No, you're lying.
Again.
You're lying.
Oh,
Wrote
man.
it down right there.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You can tell me all the evidence you have.
I don't care what you think.
All right, Raiders of the Lost Ark was correct.
How would I not know that movie? How would you know it, Sylvanna?
I didn't know it. I've never even heard of it.
Call Tommy. Phone a friend.
Such a cheater.
All right.
See,
Bill, you know what, Bill? I'll walk right out of here.
You do that. You walk. Tell Booney to get in your seat. Because at least Booney doesn't cheat at What Movie Wednesday.
I have not cheated once today. By the way.
No, forget it. Get Michael Barkin in.
Catch me. He's not even here. Catch Me If You Can. Yeah, I've seen that movie 100,000 times. Raiders of the Lost Ark, seen a million. Minority Report, probably twice.
All right, let's get to the Jalen Hurts
stuff. Someone says it looks like Ricky Bo has no arms with the sleeves of your shirt. They blend into the background.
Oh, yeah, because they do. Look, he's flexing now. Be careful. You got a license for those? All right, so we got Raiders of the Lost Ark is correct. You got one more chance coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. We're giving away the 4 gift cards, so don't worry if you didn't get it right. But if you did, you qualify. We'll announce it. We had Jalen Hurts speak today after the last practice of mandatory minicamp. They only had 2, yesterday and today, and now they break for the rest of the summer until they come back for training camp. They got into a lot with Jalen. I got to be honest with you. I'm very surprised the Eagles made him available today. Because you think about it, he spoke last week, then A.J. Brown gets traded. They never announced that he was speaking. They just said some players were speaking today. They could have very easily broke for the summer and let everything die down. I respect the Eagles and Jalen for making him available.
Is he not the lead, a team leader? Then why not have him speak?
I'm saying you didn't have to.
He could do what?
You didn't have to. That's what I mean. I give him credit.
Now it's almost like you're happy he spoke, but you're mad at him for speaking.
Who's mad at him for speaking? I've said I give them credit for making him available today. They didn't have to do that.
They didn't make him available. He made himself available.
I give him and the Eagles credit for doing that. That's my point.
You just kiss up to the Eagles 24/7.
No, what did the Sixers do? Nothing. After they got swept by the Knicks, the media availability was that night and that night only.
They disappeared is what they
So that's what I respect the fact that Jalen Hurts got to the podium and answered tough questions. So I want to get to some of those. But before we do, let's just update the Twitter poll. What's more important, talent or culture? Twitter poll always up thanks to Dr. Avidan Appel of Iron Mountain Men's Health. What we got?
Which is more important in professional sports, talent or culture? 58% vote talent, 42% vote culture.
Disagree with the majority on this one, and you look no further than Jalen Hurts. Is he the most talented quarterback in the NFL? Probably not. But I do love the culture that he brings and the focus that he has. All right, let's get to some of the things he was asked today. So he was asked about A.J. Brown, their relationship, the trade. Here was Jalen Hurts when asked about A.J.
I'm not in a place to challenge anyone's perspective on anything, seemingly so. It was, and that's where I am. I've always been focused on the collective. I've always put my energy towards that. And as a leader, I've always put an onus on giving maximum effort to achieve the shared mission we have in the team. So, you come into it and you have a sense of pride in, how it began and definitely what we were able to accomplish, and the same thing that I said last time, nothing can take that away. So for the great things that we did, now it's time to focus on achieving great things with this new iteration of the team.
Not that he's given you a lot there, but I like the answer from Jalen Hurts. Like, I'm not going to challenge his perspective on things because they asked him specifically, from my understanding, AJ told Maria Taylor your relationship had changed. And he goes, I'm not going to challenge anything that someone else said. And then you see him. He's like, I'm focused on the collective. We did a lot of great things together. I think Jalen Hurts has handled this better than anyone could have asked someone to handle something because this has been a weird situation.
It almost feels like, you know what, that part of my life is over. Can we just move on? That's kind of like what I'm feeling. Don't you feel that, like, deep down? Like, he's just like, you know what do you want me to do? We're done with that. Let's move on. Let's concentrate on what's in front of us instead of what's behind us. That sounds a lot like him, too. Wow, that was pretty impressive. That I actually sounded like him.
Yeah, you got a fortune cookie over there you're reading?
You know what, Bill?
I'm saying he talks like a fortune cookie.
We obviously have an issue today, and I don't know what the issue is. You pissed me off.
He's taking that Ricky's taking that as a shot at him. Jalen Hurts speaks like he's reading fortune cookie things.
Sometimes.
It wasn't a shot at you. I asked, you said I sounded like him. I said, are you reading a fortune cookie?
Yeah, keep maintaining.
And Booney actually said that earlier about the fortune cookie comment.
Oh, so you just copied him.
So
it's not even original.
That was the question he was asked about the AJ stuff. He was also asked if he wanted to address the article that dropped from ESPN on April 1st. Do we have that as well?
We do.
Okay, so he was asked about, do you want to address the ESPN article where, if you remember correctly, if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, there's about 13 sources in there talking about how it's a crossroads for Jalen. They talked about sometimes how he's reluctant to buy in, to change, and all those other things. To be fair, there was a source in there that said he's the most willing to change he's ever been. But here was AJ when asked AJ. Good riddance. He's out. Jalen, when asked if he wanted to respond to the ESPN article.
A few months ago, there was an ESPN story that was written specifically about you. I want to give you an opportunity to respond to some of the things that were bare in that story, one of them which is that you were the person behind the last play of the season. You actually asked for that play. Is that true? And what is your response to that?
Yeah, I've never really asked for an opportunity to respond to anything, so just let it live and go do my job.
And what about the last play? Was that something you directed or asked for, or?
No.
I love the way he's answering these questions, man. It's like a master class on PR.
He's just not fazed.
It's almost like, okay, I know what you're getting at. You're not going to faze me. You're not going to jump into my skull here. We're just going to move on, and I'm going to give you whatever type answers, and that's it. I don't like what he's doing. I think that's great. I think it's very
honestly admirable.
It really is. It's very kind of stand-up-ish. I mean, he's one of those guys who he's allowing them to ask the questions. How many times have we heard, well, that's a clown question, or you know what kind of question is that? This and that. Well, Bryce Harper said it once. We've had Nick Castellanos get asked like questions like this, and what do they normally do? They kind of make fun of the question type thing and say move on. At least he gives you an answer.
He never asked for an opportunity to respond. He just lets it live and do my job. And then the reporter pushes a little more. Was it you that called that last play against the Niners? If you remember, it was the 4 verticals.
Yes.
That was a very debatable decision. And he says no. He does say no, that wasn't me. So at least he did acknowledge that. But a lot of good stuff from Jalen Hurts in the way he's handled this whole situation. We got more because I do believe he was also asked about the contract situation. So we're going to get more from Jalen Hurts coming up next. We got another What Movie Wednesday coming up next, and there's still time for you to get your What Movie Wednesdays. Get your We Hear Yous in. We got We Hear You coming up at 5:25. Send your voice memos, 610-632-0975. And the 4 o'clock hour is brought to you by who?
Rosenbaum Injury Law. If you've been injured, don't settle for less because winning means everything. Call Rosenbaum and Associates today for a free consultation. I think Jalen Hurts would say winning means everything.
I was going to say the same thing. Winning does mean everything to Jalen Hurts. We'll continue that conversation. We'll also hear from what Tariq Woolen said, the new cornerback. When we talk about talent over culture, well, how talented could this secondary be? We'll get to that as well. Unfiltered, 97.5 The Fanatic, NBC Sports, Philadelphia.
Unfiltered. Ricky Bo, Bill Colarulo.
Philadelphia Sports Talk. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com.